Welcome to the Teachers Impact Podcast, or better yet known as The Tip, where teachers can come to master their craft, use their voice, and enhance student learning. This is episode 69 of the Teachers Impact Podcast, better yet known as The Tip. I'm so excited because on today's episode, we'll be exploring how to strengthen behavioral support. I think a lot of times as teachers, we get blamed for things that are outside of our control, and sometimes we need to just sit back and reflect and see, okay, I've done the best that I could, but I'm still having some issues. What are causing those issues? Are those issues systemic issues that need to be dealt with? And after some reflecting myself, these are some of the reasons why you may be having classroom management issues. The first one is inconsistent implementation of PBIS, or Positive Behavior Intervention System. At the start of the year, everyone's excited. Teachers are encouraged to prioritize classroom management. However, there's often a lack of concrete support or plans for those classroom management. And this leaves us educators feeling unsupported and overwhelmed when we encounter challenging behaviors that extend beyond what we can handle. And the thing with PBIS is that without a school-wide approach, it becomes challenging to address those issues effectively. When it comes to PBIS, follow-through is key. First, administrators need to work with teachers to design a comprehensive school-wide behavior plan, incorporating strategies to handle different types of behaviors. The other thing is regular check-ins and ongoing professional development can help reinforce these practices. Even more so, making sure that there's a support network for teachers where they can share their experiences and seek guidance. This is so important because when there's a network of support, not just the classroom teacher next door, but a network of support for teachers, things can be so much better. The second point is that it's essential not only to empower teachers, but also to train and equip support staff with the right tools to handle challenging behavior. Sometimes we might recognize that support staff does not have the necessary training and experience to handle those more than difficult behavior that students exhibit, and there is no plan in place to address it. I've encountered situations where students displayed severe behavioral issues, and after exhausting my resources, I sought help from support staff. However, they sometimes lack the necessary training to handle such difficult cases effectively. And inadequate solutions were offered to the specific problem, leaving the underlying issues addressed with that particular child. The third reason why classroom management issues may not be your fault is that students' underlying issues are swept under the rug. It's very important to acknowledge that addressing underlying issues takes time and resources. However, when we neglect these problems, it can negatively impact the students with those behavioral challenges and also their peers. Recognizing the behavior and the possible causes can lead to a more empathetic and productive approach. Moreover, we should really encourage open communication between teachers, support staff, and administrators. This will create an environment where concerns about specific students can be raised without fear of judgment. And the without fear of judgment is a big point because sometimes teachers will not say anything because of the fear of judgment, of them not having control over the classroom, feeling like they're not a good teacher because they don't have control over that particular child or control over their classroom. However, there needs to be an open line of communication with the support network so that teacher can feel supported and the actual problem can be addressed. One of the taboo reasons that sometimes does not get talked about with classroom issues that I think it's important to shine a light on is the parent involvement aspect of it and the responsibility. It's unfortunate but true that sometimes parents fail to take ownership of their role in adding to the problem And sometimes a lack of self-awareness on their part allows the students' disruptive behavior to continue. And this leaves teachers and students to deal with the aftermath of these challenging behaviors. So I think that working with parents, fostering a partnership between the home and school is so important for a holistic approach to addressing classroom management. When parents are actively involved and take responsibility for their child's behavior, it also adds to the support system that teachers need. And it can lead to a better understanding of why the child is behaving in the way that they're behaving and lead to more productive solutions. I also think it's crucial to think of this, to have some empathy and understanding for the parents, because yes, there are many challenges that they face, such as socioeconomic challenges, language barriers, and cultural differences that may impede them from doing the things that we talked about before. So when we create a welcoming environment, we can encourage parents to actively participate and take responsibility for what's happening with their child at school. So these are some key takeaways from this episode of reasons why classroom management may not be your fault. The number one reason, your school may have an inconsistent implementation of positive behavior intervention and support. There is not a school-wide effort to deal with management and behavior of all students. The second reason may be that support staff does not have the right tools to handle those challenging behaviors that you're encountering with your students. The third reason why you may be having classroom management issues that's not your fault is that students' underlying issues are swept under the rug as they move from grade level to grade level. The fourth reason why you may be having issues with classroom management is that there is a lack of parental involvement and responsibility when it comes to that child's behavior. When we look at these reasons, we can see that it's not just the classroom teacher that is responsible for classroom management. Yes, the teacher does have a big role in that aspect of it, but there are certain things that need to be taken in consideration when we're looking at classroom management as a whole and have a holistic and comprehensive approach to it. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to check out the website, teachersimpact.net. If you found this content helpful, please share, favorite, and rate on your favorite podcast app. It helps the show to grow, reach more teachers, and have an impact. You can email me at teachersimpacteducation@gmail.com or follow me on Instagram at teachersimpactpodcast. Podcast. Thanks again for listening, and happy learning and growing.